So recently I got the brand new Paperwhite and I am in love with this Kindle. It's so fast, so good, but we're not actually here to talk about that. Now that I have a new Kindle, all I want to do is read on it all the time. And so I scoured Amazon looking for all of the KU books to load it up with. So I wanted to share with you guys 20 Kindle Unlimited books that I am hoping to read very soon and prioritize on this baby. We got a lot of ground to cover, so let's jump on in. The first one that I have to talk to you guys about is Dreamwalker by Brittany Gosson. This is about Ella, and one day she wakes up and realizes she can see her nightmares all over her body. And when one of those creatures tries to attack her high school, she decides to go to the astral realm and meets a gorgeous lieutenant and realizes that this realm is on the brink of war, and that's why her mortal realm is in danger. Of course, she's going to be one of the ones that is the key to figuring out how to end this war. Nightmares showing up on skin, like nightmare magic, is one of my favorites, so I'm hoping that this one will be really good. Then we have A Deadly Vow by J.D. Rawson. This is a debut and one that I haven't really heard about. It's following Sabine, and she is her father's captive. One day she wakes up and finds herself in the hands of her enemy and realizes that she has been bounded to the enemy's son, Kahil. I have discovered that I actually really like A Marriage of Convenience. It's not one that I thought I enjoyed. I thought marriage, ew, I don't like that. Recently, I have found that I really enjoy an arranged marriage, marriage of convenience, because usually there's some good banter and sniping that's involved in that because neither party wants to be involved, so they just like are at each other's throats all the time. So this one definitely think could be a win. Next up we have Empire of Flame and Thorns by Marion Blackwood. This is one that I actually saw talked about on TikTok not too long ago compared to Fourth Wing, and everything is compared to Fourth Wing, so I know it's probably not going to be, but it does involve dragons, which was a automatic sell for me. It's following a Fey rebel, a ruthless dragon commander, and a deadly trial that will turn their lives upside down. Yes, love me a deadly trial. One of my favorite things in romantasy. Put some dragons in there and I'm sold. Another one that's been making its rounds and I know is going to show up hopefully on some end of the year videos, and I think I'll probably read it then, is Vess by Courtney Wynn. This is another one with deadly trials, and I've just heard so many people screaming about this book. It has like a morally gray hero. It's supposed to be really, really dark, and those are all buzzwords for me. I absolutely adore the tagline that says, "She is an heiress to the throne her father stole from him." And I think that she is like forced to work for her father when he comes to take back his throne. And of course it's a romantasy and it's all going to be really great. Then we have Metal Slinger by Rachel Snyder, and this is a book I have been hearing people scream about. Claire recently read it, really enjoyed it. Emmy from Emmy Rawson has been screaming about this book, and so of course I had to at least put it on this list. And we have Bryn, who has been spending her entire life waiting for the rite of passage for young people to go to this elite market, but when she's there she meets an enemy soldier. She somehow ends up back in the home that she has been exiled of, trying to make sense of all of the ongoings in this world and how she ended up there. But an unexpected visitor arrives and makes her question everything that she's always known, and they might just fall in love. I don't know a whole lot about this book, honestly, from the synopsis. It doesn't give me much, except for I know everybody's been loving it, so it needed to make it on this list. Then we have Knights of Obedience by Rachel Mays. I love the concept of this one because we have Amelie, and she has been recently betrothed to the king in an arranged marriage. His wife just died, and so her family sees an opportunity to gain favor and decides that they're going to marry her off. And then we have Landon, who is the king's brother, and all he wants to do is get back at him, so he's going to sabotage his brother's marriage. I love that trope. It sounds like so much fun and such a disaster waiting to happen. It's read as enemies to lovers, so I'm sure it's going to have some great banter, which is exactly what I'm looking for. The next one in general is just an author that I've been wanting to read more of. I think the book that I'm going to put on here is her newest release, In the Wake of Wicked by V.B. Lacey. This one is a, I think, closed door romantasy that I have been hearing good things about. It's not out yet. It actually comes out on November 14th, so right after you guys see this video. We have an orphan with a tragic past and a penchant for wicked deeds. We have a curse sweeping the lands and forcing Rose into a magical tournament. It says, all magic has a price and Rose must choose between truth, love, or power. Honestly, I saw Magical Tournament and I was in. Then we have The Blackened Blade by Ilsa Davon? Not really sure how you say that last name. And this is a Paranormal Why Choose series, which has been something I've been looking for more of since reading Bonded by Thorns and really enjoying it. It's still something I'm trying to figure out if I really like, or if Bonded by Thorns just did it that well. So of course I need to read more of them to figure that out. I just need to read the synopsis to you because you guys, it sounds incredible. It says, not many people get a second chance, let alone a second life. I died, burning in a prison cell I spent my years rotting away in. I'd been beaten beaten, battered, and bruised beyond repair, but not broken. Never broken. She's been brought back 10 years into her past before she was locked away, and now she's in a different kind of hell, which is Westridge Academy. But she's gonna break the wheel of misfortune. She's going to reset her life, and that just sounds really interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about the traveling back into the past thing, but I'm definitely willing to give it a try. School setting, I'm in. Then we have Evelyn Tower by C.N. Crawford and Alexis Rivers. I recently read Hollow Games by C.N. Crawford because I really thought that I did not like her writing after DNFing Frost, I believe, but I really enjoyed that story. I thought that the trials were extremely well done, and I definitely wanted to read more from this author. I've heard amazing things about this story, and it is a Fae Spy Academy, and it says, resist falling for your mentor and try not to die in the process. I love that. It sounds like so much fun. A mentee-mentor relationship, stakes, a academy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Deadly Education, but make it Fae and romantasy, and I think that that could really work for me. Then we have A Deal with the Shadow King by Anya Cosgrove, where her father sold her to the Shadow King, and now she has to live in the realm of fairy where there are nightmares and things beyond her wildest dreams that are trying to attack her. And then we have the King of the Realm that is determined not to let Penelope get in the way of his duty. There's some kind of curse, and it says, for her, I'd break all the rules, but I've got to tear her kingdom apart to survive. Love it. I'm in. Yes. Then we have The Other Side of the Mirror by Danya Evan. This is a book that I actually saw mentioned on Rachel from Ravenhair Readers channel. She bought a copy of it at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, that cover is gorgeous. And so of course I went to look it up. It does have fairy tale vibes, which makes me just a little bit cautious because normally fairy tale is not my thing. But again, Bonded by Thorns made me love fairy tales, so hopefully this one will work for me as well. It says, what if the fairy tale was always a lie? We have Eva, whose family was attacked by magical creatures, and she was sucked away into the realm of the fairy. A handsome man named Bash saves her and reveals that he must bring her to her fairy soulmate in order to stop a world-ending curse. So I'm assuming that she falls for the guy that saved her, not her soulmate, yada yada, but it actually sounds really interesting and fun, so I'm hoping that it is a fun time. Another author where I've actually got a couple of books of hers on my radar is Jessica Ayala. The one that I'm going to put on this TBR though is Fall of the Horizon by her. Maria actually mentioned this one to me, and it sounded really good. It said, after the War of the Skies, the gods are gone and a new world has begun. We're following Zara, who is been adopted by the king, and she's known to the entire world as the king's personal assassin. I love assassins. Every hunting season she kills in hopes of one day freeing her shackles. She has a unique assignment to hunt down the mysterious leader of the shadow markets, and she'll do whatever it takes to gain her freedom. And then we have Ronan Mendora. He's an archangel that grapples with the underworld to provide those that he cares about retribution from the past. So yes, I'm in. This sounds like so much fun. We have gods, we have assassins, and all things that I love. Then we have The Divine Shallows by Alexandra M. Tran. Claire actually bought a copy of this, and I thought the cover was gorgeous, and you know how I love me a pretty cover, so decided to look this one up and put it on the list as well. It is a romantasy debut, and I think it involves dragons. We have two feisty sisters, love a good sibling trope. We have one of the sisters, Alira, who is refused the divine marking, and the other sister, Elwyn, who bears the mark, and they're having to embark on kind of their separate journeys in order to uncover some ancient truths about their realm. I love a sibling trope. I think again that there's dragons. Yeah, there's definitely dragons on the cover, and moon magic can be really interesting, so I am encouraged and wanting to give this one a try. Once again, we're going to mention Bonded by Thorns because the next one is one I actually saw on Goodreads, like readers also enjoyed, which is Blood Oath by Morgan Lee. This is a paranormal reverse harem. We have a school setting in this one, and it is a graduate school for anything that goes bump in the night. So not going is not an option unless you want to be hunted down for illegally inhabiting the mortal world. Kind of gives me Deadly Education vibes because they're forced into that school. Sounds really interesting. I think it could be really good, and I want to give it a try. Then we have Dreams of Ice and Iron by Kayla Edwards. This is actually the same author that wrote City of Gods and Monsters, which is also on my TBR. I don't know anything about this one. I didn't even know that she had other books until I started kind of looking around. We have Sable, who is locked inside an iron mask by the King of Fairy. And of course, she's trying to escape and get revenge on those that cursed her. Interestingly enough, though, every second that she spends inside the mask strips her soul even further away. That sounds so cool. When her former life and her loved ones become a blur, she cannot even remember her own name. This sounds so unique, so different. I've never read anything like that before, and I'm very intrigued. Now we have A Crown of Tears and Treason by Vera Ray. I honestly do not remember where I saw this one. I'm trying to remember where I got all of these different recommendations, but for this one, I'm not really sure. It was probably a Goodreads recommends. The tagline says, "To keep my family safe and prevent a devastating clan war, I'll do anything, even marry the powerful prince that I've hidden from all my life." Yet another arranged marriage, which again is a trope I'm probably going to get sick of eventually, but I've been really enjoying. Apparently she's like on the run from all of these assassins, gets taken by the brutal clan and arranged marriage to the Brotherhood prince, but the secret that he's been keeping may just accomplish what the assassins have always failed to do, and she's not sure if she can trust him. Okay, we're getting relatively close to the end. Next up we have Little Fire by Holly Mans. I, again, do not remember where I saw this one. I think it was on TikTok. I want to say it was on TikTok, but I'm not 100% sure. It does have the Booktok banner, so that sounds accurate. I'm honestly a little bit scared of the TikTok recommendations because some of them are amazing. Quicksilver, I'm looking at you, and others, not so much amazing. Not so much my cup of tea. So hopefully these work out for me because there are quite a few of them on the list. But this one is about a girl that is broken from a past that she can't remember, and he's scarred from a past that he can't forget. I'm not 100% sure just kind of reading the synopsis about this one, but I do want to try it. It says Evangeline is chained by a past she can't remember. Her fractured memories keep her shy and single. And then she's thrust into this savage war. He desires her. Of course, they're going to probably help one another out with this war. Sounds very basic fae, but also could still be a really good time. Next up is All That Falls by A.N. Horton. I think the synopsis for this one sounds really interesting and like so much fun. Apparently somebody is dropping mystical beast through a rift into the world, and it's Ren's job to stop them. Ren is a half-fae that should not be living in this realm, and she meets Lark, who is a banished fae, and together they are going to help heal the rift and get him back on his side of it. I love the idea of mythical beast just kind of dropping from the sky is what I'm picturing, and I just love a magical creature, magical companion in general, and dropping through a rift sounds really, really cool, so let's give this one a try. Then we have House of the Raven by Ingrid Seymour. This is a world where fae are trapped in the human realm, and we have a human Valerian that's wanting to escape an arranged marriage. She wants to live on her own terms, only to be pursued by the mysterious new royal guard, Bastion. Is this a bodyguard romance? I'm here for it. I feel like that is such a hard trope to find in romantasy, and I have yet to really read one that I love, so count me in. I don't need to read anything more. Two more to go. The next one is Riftborn by Parker Lennox. I do remember seeing this one somewhere on TikTok as well, so again, kind of scary, but they compared it to Fourth Wing and X-Men, which was a very cool like side-by-side. We're 20 years after a rebellion, and Fee is hiding a dark secret power that nobody can know about due to prejudices after the war. And then we have Seed, who is building an army in order to face a growing threat. We have Wraths of Darkness that are trying to devour the border. Love me a good wraith. And she's torn between surrendering to chaos or becoming the pawn of those that took everything from her, but she has some growing feelings that she has to deal with first. I am just curious about the X-Men comparison, honestly, so it needed to go on this list. And the last one that I cannot remember for the life of me where I found was Monstrous by C.K. Franziska. This one I want to say I saw like a bind up of somewhere on a reel or something, and it just looked really interesting, and so I decided to put it on the list. It does have soulmates, which makes me a little bit nervous. We're following Solon, who has been blessed by the goddess, Amelius, who is trying to save their life as an ordinary, and Chaos, who's a monstrous that wasn't born but was made. Very curious. Definitely want to know more about what's going on here. The synopsis doesn't give me much, but what it does give me, I'm here for. And those are the 20 books on my current Kindle TBR. I'm so excited to get to all of these. They just sound like a fun time. I have been living for KU Romantasy recently, although I'm gonna need these authors to finish up some series because I am dying for sequels of a lot of them, and a lot of these are starts to series, so wish me luck. Let me know down in the comments if there is any of these that have been on your radar, if you have read, loved, hated, whatever, or if there's anything that you think that I should pick up and check out. I will leave my latest reading vlog up here for you guys to check out in case you're interested. If you just want to let me know that you were here and hanging out, leave me like is there a Kindle emoji? Is there like a book or computer type emoji that you can leave for me down in the comments? Let's do that. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!